Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Simply BI. My name is Harshit and today we are going to learn more on the aggregated DAX function. So this is the part 2 of the video, and in the previous video you can see we have covered many aggregated DAX functions like average, average A, average X and many more. I have tick marked all of these over here. So today we are going to cover the rest of the DAX aggregated functions. Okay. So let us start with this COUNTAX function. What does this COUNTAX function generally do? So this COUNTAX DAX function is used to count the total number of rows in a table that meets a specified condition. Okay. And the syntax you can see here is COUNTAX, the table name, and then the expression. Now let us understand this with the help of an example in Power BI. Now here you can see that you have a table over here. Okay. Now what I want is I want the count of total rows. Okay. For the product where the quantity sold is 15. Okay. Let me just reframe this. So here you can see there are quantity sold values over here. Okay. And you can see some values repeat 15, 15. You can see here for hard disk. Then again for pen also it is 15. So I want the count of total number of rows for the product where the quantity sold is 15. So let's see how we can achieve this using the DAX function, COUNTAX function. So we select the table over here on the right side. We right click on this and then click on new measure. Now here we are going to name our measure as COUNTAX measure. Okay. And then we will use the COUNTAX function, COUNTAX. Okay. Now here I'll select the table name. So before selecting the table name, what I will do is I will filter out the values first. Okay. So I'll select the filter function over here. Here my table name is sales summary. Okay. And what I wanted was that total quantity sold. Okay. QTY quantity sold should be equals to 15. Okay. Now close this. Here we will now enter the expression. If the quantity total sold is 15, what I want is I want the count of product column. Okay. Product, how many products are there? And then close this bracket. Click on enter and your measure has been created in the right hand side. Now to visualize this, to see how many rows are there where the value is 15 for the product. So let's see, let's add a card over here. And in this card, we are just going to drag and drop this measure which we have created. And you can see there are total 11 rows, okay, in this table where the quantity sold is 15 for the particular products. Okay, great. Now let us understand the concept of distinct count. What is distinct count in this DAX function? What is distinct count DAX function? Now you can see you have a table over here. And let's say I want to find the total distinct count of the country. Okay. So let me just create a measure over here. So how can we do that? Right click on the table, click on new measure. And here we will write this total distinct count, distinct count measure. Okay. Equals to, okay, distinct count measure equals to. Now write distinct count. Okay, you can select from here and then we will write the column name. This is our country column. Okay, so country column. Now just enter. Now a measure has been created and I want the total distinct count of this. So what I will do is I will add a visual over here. I'll add a card to visualize that. So let's add a card. And here I'll drag and drop the created measure over here. So distinct count. Great. So you can see here that total 6 countries are here. Okay. But if you see here, if I just do one more thing, if I just add another table and show you the country name. Okay. Just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So let me just add another table over here. And here I'll only put the country. Okay, so you can see that there are only Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, and USA. So there are only 5 countries, but this count here is giving me 6. Why? Because it is counting the blank rows as well. Okay. So distinct count, it also includes the blank rows while performing the calculation. Now to how to fix this, I don't want this error in my data, or I don't want this count. So how can I edit this? So there is another function which is distinct count no blank. So we are going to see that. Okay. So same table, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create another measure over here. So I'll just rename the measure as distinct count no blank equals to, I'll write distinct count no blank. I'll select this function and I'll enter the country column. So once you do this and enter, a measure has been created. And now you can easily visualize this measure over here with the help of a card. So let's do that. I'll select a card. Okay. And then I'll drag and drop this measure over here. Distinct count no blank. So you can see now I have 5 distinct countries over here, and it excludes the blank rows. Great. Now let us see something about the max function. Okay. So, okay, I have already created a measure over here. So I'll just recreate it for you so that it is visible. Great. Now here, what we have is, you can see that I have this profit column over here in this table. Now what I want is, I want the maximum profit from this column. Okay, so how can I do that? We will use the max function. So let us understand what this max function do. So max function syntax is very easy, just max and then you enter the expression. It returns the maximum value of the expression evaluated from each row in the table or the column which you have specified. Like for example, the max sales amount means amount column, sales table, and the max function will return the maximum value of the amount column in the sales table. Let us understand this with the help of Power BI. Now here, what I wanted was, I wanted the total profit, a higher maximum profit from this column. So let's create a measure. I'll right click on this, click on this new measure, write it as max equals to, use the max DAX function. Okay. And then we will have to enter the column name. So our column name is profit. Enter it. Okay. Sales summary profit. And then close this. Great. A measure has been created. Now let's just visualize this measure over here. So what we are going to do, we are going to add a card to visualize this. Okay, just minimize this and then we'll drag and drop this created measure. So you can see that 6,400 is the maximum value for this profit column. Now let us do one more thing. We have created this DAX max DAX function over here. So let me edit this, and this time I'm going to let's say I'm going to add another column. Okay, here I'm going to add I'm going to enter, let's say, country. Okay, now I'll click on commit. So you can see it is giving me a value of United States of America. Now what I wanted was, okay, I wanted this country column, okay, to count the values if it is a text value to be 0. So for that, we use the max a function. Okay, let's see what it is. So this max a function over here, it has a similar kind of syntax as compared to max. So max a, then expression. So it is similar to max, but it handles non-numeric values like text by converting them to 0 before calculating the maximum. Let's say there is a one column in your table and it has some text values as well, and there are some uh, values, numerical values as well. Now what you wanted was, you wanted that the maximum value of the column to be displayed, but due to the text it is not able to display. So we will use the max a function. Okay, let's see how does it work in Power BI. So you can see here that I have created a table over here. And what I wanted was, I wanted the maximum value. So for this country column only we will be looking at. So right click on this, select new measure, and then we will write it as max A. Okay, equals to max A, select the max A DAX function, and then country column we will just enter. So here you enter the country column, and now a DAX measure has been created. So now how to visualize this? Just simply go to this build visual and then select a card over here to display the data. So we'll select a card, and then here I'll just drag and drop this max A measure. So you can see now what it is doing. It is counting all of the country values as 0 because they are all text values. Okay, great. Now what I wanted was, I wanted the okay, this was about the max A function. Now let us understand the concept of this max X function. What does it do? So this max X function, okay, it has a syntax like this. Enter the function name, then the table name, and then the expression. What does it do basically? It evaluates the expression for each row of the specified table and then returns the maximum value. Okay, so let's see how to do this. So for example, okay, you can see here that maxx, okay, products is the table name and products price. It returns the maximum price value from the products table. So let us understand this with the help of our table in Power BI. Now here you have this values over here. Okay. So what I wanted was, I wanted the maximum value. Okay. I will add an expression over here from my side that the quantities. Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll just okay. So what I wanted was, I wanted the maximum value for the column, okay, for the total sales. So what will be my total sales? It will be unit cost into the unit price. So let's calculate the maximum value of the total sales, which will be nothing but unit cost multiplied with the unit price. How do we do that? Right click on this, create a new measure. This time we are creating max X, okay, equals to, we'll write the max X function first and then table. So our table is sales summary. Okay. And what my expression was, I wanted the max value from the total sales column, which will be nothing but unit cost, okay, multiplied with unit price. Okay, great. Now close this X over here. Click on enter. Now to check the maximum value, you can create a card over here to visualize this. Let's add a card. Okay. And now I'll just drag and drop this max X value. So now it is giving me the maximum value, okay, for the total sales, which is nothing but the unit cost into the unit price. Great. Now similar to this max functions, we have the min functions as well. Very easy. Like we have what we have learned in the DAX functions, min DAX max max or max X function. It is similar to that only. So let us understand this. So here min function, similar, very similar expression to max function. We just replace the function name. It returns the minimum value expression evaluated for each row in the table or the column specified. Okay. So here in the earlier max example, we have calculated total maximum profit. So here we'll calculate the minimum profit. Okay. Right click on this, create a new measure. Write min function, means min measure, and we select min over here, and then we name the column as profit. Select the profit column. Great. Enter. Oh, great. A visual has been, a measure has been created. Now let's visualize this measure over here with the help of a card. So here I'll just drag and drop my min measure. You can see the minimum value here is 0. Okay. Let me just double check it. Yes, you can see here that Germany and Mexico, there are 0. So the minimum value is 0 over here. Same. Now let's look at this min A. So before looking at min A, what we can see here is if I just edit this min function and if I just change the column name from profit to, let's say, country. Okay. So what will I get is, let's see, I'll get the minimum value as Canada. Okay. But what I want is, let's say I have a column and there are some text values as well in that column. And I want the text values to be considered as 0 while calculating the minimum value. So what I will do is I'll treat this, I'll use the min A function. So go to this min A tab over here. Okay. We'll create a measure. Sorry. I've just clicked on this. Okay. New measure. It is min A equals to min A. Select this and then column name is country column. Okay, great. Now enter it. A measure has been created with min A. Now just visualize this over here with the help of a card. Okay, so just click on this and then you can add the min A function measure over here. So it is coming up to be 0. Great. Now min-x function, okay, the same way we have seen for the max-x function, okay, like we wanted a total sales value for this unit cost into the unit price. So what we are going to do here is we will calculate the minimum value, okay, for the total, let's say, profit, okay, net sales minus the profit. We are going to do this over here. So let's see how do we create this measure. Okay, so we will name this as min x over here, and here we will enter the min x function first. Then it will ask the table name, so it is sales summary table over here. And what I want was, I wanted the minimum value for the total, let's say, profit, which is nothing but the net sales minus the profit. Okay, so here I'll enter net sales. Second, net sales minus the profit. Okay, great. Now click on enter. So a measure has been created. Now again, we'll just visualize this measure over here. Click on this card over here and then drag and drop the min-x measure. Great. So it is coming up to be minus 1750. Great. Now let us move ahead and understand the concept of this product over here. Okay. How does the product works? So let's say that, okay, let me take up an Excel sheet and explain it to you first. So let's say that you have a total quantity, okay, over here. I'll just zoom in a bit so that it is visible. Okay, so I have this total quantity. Let's say I have 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so when I use the product function, okay, what does it do is it multiplies all of the values over here. Okay, what it does is it equals to 1, sorry, equals to this 1 into B4 into B5 into B6 into B. So what does this product function do? It multiplies all of these values over here. Okay, like 1 into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5, 5 into 6. So the value comes to be 720 over here. So this is what the product function do generally. So now let us understand this in the Power BI. Okay, so here I have this column over here, and let's say I want the product of the quantity sold. Okay, I want the product of this quantity sold column. So very easy. Just click up, create a new measure over here. Write product, okay, equals to, we use the product function. Now it is asking the column name, so it is the quantity sold. Great. Now if you click on enter, a measure, okay, already used. Okay, so I might have already created one. So let's name it as product one over here. Product one. Okay, now click on enter. A measure has been created. Now let's simply visualize this measure with the help of a card. Okay, great. So if you just now drag and drop this profit one, product one measure, and it will give you the value for it. Okay, great. Now let's understand what does this product X means. Okay, so when we are talking about this product X function, okay, what does it generally do is, so product X function, it uh, let's say that you have this uh, unit cost, you have this unit price over here. Okay. Now, if I want to create a total sales column, which is nothing but the unit cost into the unit price, okay, so I'll get the total sales column. What this product X function will do, it will first multiply the unit cost with unit price, let's say 3 with 9, okay, and then you get a 27 over here. Okay, similarly the next thing it will multiply is 23 with 56 and you get some values over here. Now it will find the product of the new column, which is the total sales created, and then it will give you the measure. It will give you the final answer, product answer. Okay, so let's do that. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a new visual over here, or sorry, new measure over here. We name it as product X. Okay, and then equals to, we use the product X function over here, and then we enter the table name, which is sales summary over here, and then we will enter the expression. So let's say I will not multiply this unit cost with unit price, instead I will add them. Okay, otherwise our data or our value will be very big. Unit price plus the unit, sorry, unit cost plus the unit price. Okay, and then click on enter. Okay, so a measure has been created. Now very easy, we will just visualize this with the help of a card. Add a visual over here, add a card, and then drag and drop this product X visual measure. So you can see that the answer is this. We have, because why the values are very big, it is because they have a very big numbers. Okay, we are multiplying so many numbers, so the value is just increasing. Okay, that is why you are seeing this kind of results. Great. Now let us understand what is this sum function. Okay, very easy. You might be knowing that if I just use the sum function for this total for this profit column, I'll get the sum of all the profit. Okay, so let's use this first. We'll create a new measure. We'll use the sum function over here. Okay, it is equals to, let's say, sum, and then what you need to do is select the column name. So we'll find the sum of the profit column and then click on enter. Okay, so a measure has been created. We'll just visualize this measure now with the help of the card. Okay, just drag and drop this sum over here. Great. So you can see the total sum of the profit is 41K. Now, what is this Sumx function? Okay, so Sumx function, it will first, let's say that I have this, again, I'll explain you with this unit cost and unit price column. So unit cost is there, unit price is there. Now I want a total sales column, which will be nothing but the unit price into the unit cost. And then what I want is, I want the sum of that calculated column. Okay, so let's do that. Let's understand that as well. So very easy. We just right click on this. Sorry, we just right click on the table, select the measure. This time we are going to use the sumx function. which is equals to nothing but Sumx. Okay, and then it will ask you the table name. So it is sales summary table. Expression, what we wanted was, we wanted first the unit cost multiplied with unit price. Okay, and now we will get the total sales value, and I want the sum of the total sales values. Okay, so very easy. Now we'll add this visual over here. Great. Okay, so let me just close this panel, and then I'll draw this Sumx over here. So it is coming up to be 81K. Okay, so I'll try to make you more clear on this. So this is the product. Okay, I'll just name this as product over here. So product, it is used. What does it do? It find the product of all the values over here. Okay, if I do the product X, okay, and let's say I have this total quantity, and I have this total, and I have this unit price. Okay, so let's say it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the unit price is, let's say, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so what this product X generally do, it will take the table name first, and then you have to provide an expression. Okay, so what expression you need to provide? You need to, let's say, I want to add the total quantity and the unit price. Okay, so let's say uh, it is nothing but sum. Okay, I'm just going to add this thing over here. Okay, equals to sum. Okay, then I'll add these two over here. Click on enter. Now, once you have created this column, let's say we have created this as total sales. So what this product X will do, first it will add these two values over here, and then it will put the values in a total sales column, and then it will, what it will do, it will multiply all these values over here and then give you the result. Okay, if we talk about the sum function, it is very easy. I have these values 1, 2, 3, and what I do is, if I just use the sum function over here, so it will just add my values. Okay, great. But if I use the sumx function, okay, sumx function, so you can see I have 1, 2, 3 here, and I have 4, 5, 6 here. So what first it will do, it will calculate, let's say I want the product of these two numbers. So equals to this multiplied with this. Okay, and I'll drag them. So now what SumX will do, first we have provided an expression to multiply these two columns. So it has multiplied it, and now it will find the sum of these columns. Okay, so just drag and drop. So this is your answer. So this was all about the aggregated DAX functions. I hope we have covered all of the DAX functions, aggregated DAX functions in this lecture. Okay. So if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, please post your doubts and questions in the comment section. I'll try to take that up. Okay. And thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.